Hello everyone, it's NotaNoobPat, and welcome to Perk Review. Today we're taking a look at the level 40 Huntress Perk, Huntress Lullaby. This perk operates on a token system, and the killer will gain a token every time they hook a survivor. Between 1 to 4 tokens, the time between the skill check indicator sound and the actual skill check becomes shortened. At 5 tokens, there is no skill check sound indicator. If the survivors were to cleanse the hex, sound indicators would go back to normal. Should a survivor miss a skill check, there will be a 6% regression. I promise the video demonstration will be extra helpful this video. The pros are that this perk should increase the amount of missed skill checks exponentially. It's not uncommon at red ranks that survivors don't miss any skill checks or just 1 to 2 in an entire game. However, when you're using this perk, you have the ability to get 10 or more missed skill checks in a game if you keep the hex standing, as you will see in the video example. Then, missed skill checks give you the location of where survivors are at, which can be helpful. The cons are that this perk isn't a secret. Survivors get a notification of this perk during their first skill check, which can be extremely early in a game, as many survivors hop right on a generator at the start of a match. The other thing is that good players can play through Huntress Lullaby even if the hex is not cleansed, so ideally you don't want to face all rank 1s. Then finally, this is a hex perk. Bad hex placement can see this perk neutralized within moments of a game starting. Let's get into our video demonstration. On the killer side, you hook survivors to gain tokens for this perk. You are able to track how many tokens you have in the perk window where there is a counter. At 5 tokens, you won't gain any additional benefits from this perk, nor will the counter increase from there. On the survivor side, you can see that this is my initial skill check, and I will get a notification that the killer is using Huntress Lullaby on the left side of my screen. Then, I won't be commentating over the next portion. I want you to be able to hear and see how Huntress Lullaby works on the survivor side. You could hear the difference on that last skill check that was silent. Nevertheless, another problem with this perk is the fact that a survivor could just not get any skill checks. I'm soloing this generator for the last 25% and I never get a skill check. This is just something that could pop up and then survivors wouldn't be affected by this perk. Let's get into our video examples. In this first example, this perk is a locator for me. I have my 5 stacks and put one of the 2 remaining survivors into the dying state and begin to slug. You heard and saw the missed skill check indicator, and this allows me to find the survivor. The survivor does pick up the Nia that I initially downed, but it's over. I'm able to easily down both of them now, and I know where they are, and I get the 4K. Complete domination as I end the game with 4 generators remaining. Then, I want to play some audio from when I'm a survivor against Huntress Lullaby.
Well, here we are.
Oh, hi.
Oh, well, no. Shit.
Oh wow, I barely hit that. Here you see that there are a few missed skill checks, and Lullaby does just enough to get me off my game and miss a skill check. The killer then easily finds me because of this missed skill check indicator, and they're gonna get an easy down. Now, you see that we are at 5 stacks, and the skill checks are going to be silent. In the hood right now? Okay. Here, I get the unhook, but my teammate misses a skill check on the heal, and the killer knows that we were just healing right on the hook, and I'm going to go down now. Then, we are healing here, and my teammate blows 2 separate skill checks on me. Alright, just let me die. Oh. Then, we can't find the hex, but we are trying to finish the game, but clearly we're struggling.
Fuck.
As you will see, it's not going too hot for us. Ultimately, we still have enough time to finish the generator as the killer gets occupied with a different survivor.
Just keep... Okay, I got that one. Good.
Oh shit. Can see why.
Still, I die on hook, and the killer ends up getting a 4K since we couldn't locate Hex Huntress Lullaby. Back to the killer side, and this is my most dominant example. I get good hex placement, and I get off to a dominant start thanks to Make Your Choice. I'm able to get 4 stacks with 4 generators remaining, then I'll let the game audio take center stage for a moment. I want to avoid the infinite loop in the saloon, so I go towards the blown skill check indicator. Perhaps I would have given up, but I know the survivor has to be over here, and I end up finding him hiding. So now I'm going to get my 5th stack, and survivors have already blown 5 skill checks. With 5 stacks come silent skill checks for the rest of the way for the survivors. The blown skill checks continue for me, and I don't really want any part of this Kate, who is the best survivor, but I'm going to be able to go over and get a down on Claudette. The domination is going to continue through the end, and back to the game audio. Both of the survivors die on hook, and I'm able to get the hatch shut, and I'm eventually going to down and hook the final survivor for the 4K. Hex Huntress Lullaby had a great game, as indicated by the 10 missed skill checks. Let's give this perk a grade. Hex Huntress Lullaby is a 6 out of 10. I actually like the perk and think it can make a meaningful difference. That being said, it takes a while to build up the 3 to 5 stacks necessary to make this perk worthwhile, and it's very hard to defend the hex while building up your tokens. Then, I think this perk's usefulness scales with rank. It will dominate against high rank players in that 10 rank to 20 rank range. Then, it won't be very effective against survivors who are in that rank 1 to rank 9 range, but this is especially true for red ranks who can usually play through this hex, or they know how to hex hunt better than other players and they will eliminate the hex early on. That being said, this perk can be used to disrupt heals and generator repairs, and when that happens, you'll also get the survivor's location, which is helpful. Then, as with every hex, if you get bad hex placement, well, your hex is going to get cleansed very early in the game, and you're going to have a dead perk slot. Also, if you can't build up stacks fast enough, this perk just isn't going to be that helpful. Overall, I think there are better hex perk and killer perk options out there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave it a like. If you want to check out more perk review, make sure to look for the links in the description and visit my channel to subscribe. I also stream twice a week on Twitch if you want to stop by. Take it easy.